How's it going, everybody? This is Yxlarb here, and welcome to another update video. I have a lot of important information to go over in this video, so be sure to stick around for the whole time. I'm recording this on August 19th, just to give you some perspective in case this comes out a little bit after. But basically, I just finished my law school orientation. Today's the day after all of it. It's been one hectic week, and Bosniancheese and myself both start up school again this next Monday, the 21st. So I felt as though it was a very important time to start going over some stuff. The gameplay you're watching right now is Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries, of course, playing as Leon in the castle this time. So again, if you're not that interested in what I'm saying, you have something else going on in the background. If you are interested in what I'm saying, then it's just even more exciting because you have an awesome gameplay to watch. Anyway, at this point, Resident Evil 4 Rifle Only Run has been completed. That's been completed for 2 weeks now? yeah, just about 2 weeks, I guess. And a little sad to see it go, but at least we got some Mercenaries going on right now. So those of you who are missing it, you get another chance to see some more gameplay from myself right now. So that's nice. And at this point, you've probably seen our first Mario Party 4 board on this channel. The final episode actually went up yesterday, the 18th. And there was 5 episodes, went from the 14th of August to the 18th. And I picked those dates very specifically because that was during my orientation, during which time I knew I probably wouldn't be able to commit to YouTube all that much. And basically the reason why is because I had 9 hours of orientation plus 2 to 3 hours of homework per day of orientation. So we're talking, I mean, what is that? That's like 45 hours of orientation approximately, with another, what, like 10, 12, something like that, hours of homework on top of that. Yeah, it was more than a full-time job during this past week. So I just wanted to be safe and make sure you guys got some good content and didn't have to worry about us taking a big hiatus, because there's sort of one coming up, but we'll talk about that here soon. I actually still have an exam for this orientation on Monday. Yeah, an exam over orientation. This is unlike any orientation I've ever had. But it's really not as bad as it sounds. It is timed 2 hours, and there are essays and multiple choice and everything, but none of this stuff is graded. Orientation isn't graded, but it is required that all law students partake in the whole thing. So, like I said, not a huge deal, but it still has taken up a lot of my time. So, Mario Party 4, I'm hoping you all enjoyed that. It seems to be getting a great response so far, and, you know, it was something different. You guys might remember our Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness tournament we did, what is it now, a little over a year ago, and we were all together, you know, at my place. You know, Bosniancheese and my brothers were visiting for, you know, a few days to a week, so we were like, hey, why don't we just record a little something fun? So we did, and it was totally worth it. We had a great time, and it looks like you guys are enjoying it as well. So, yeah. We don't have any concrete plans at the moment to do more of those anytime soon, but you bet that when we're together in the same place again, and we have time, and we have the game, obviously, we're going to do more of that game and other Mario parties, I'm sure, whenever we get the chance. Anyway, where's Bosniancheese? Where's he been? I say this often on our Facebook page and every now and then in our videos, but he doesn't live in the same place I live during the summer. He goes to school with me throughout the whole year. We're living in the same place during that time, but during the summer he leaves. So a little over 3 months worth of the year, he's not here to regularly do videos with me, which explains the hiatus of everything but my solo project, which was Resident Evil 4 Rifle Only Run during this summer. But good news, he moved back, what, 3-4 days ago? So he's back in town, he's fully moved in, and we're definitely going to get back to work at our first possible chance. Anyway, let's talk about our current projects for those who need a refresher. Currently we have Halo 2 Anniversary, our collaboration series, which hasn't been touched in a little bit, and that's because we haven't been together in the summer. So that should be no surprise, but we will carry on with, I believe, episode 6 and onward here sometime soon. NBA 2K17 is the other project, Bosniancheese's solo project, which he has claimed that he will continue. Nothing is canceled, and we don't plan on canceling any of it. It's just gonna carry on like it has the last, you know, not the last few months, because there's been nothing during that time, but basically before the last few months. It's basically gonna go back to that sort of setup, you know. But let's get into the bulk of this update. Those were just a few recaps. Let's talk about what this video is really about. It should be no surprise at this point that I'm in law school. I am starting law school in 2 days, and my life is about to change in a lot of ways, for both the better and the worse. Sure, I'm not working this year, or the next 2 years, except for in the summers, of course, but during the school years, I will not be working, and that should give me a lot more time to do YouTube, right? Well, no. I actually don't have a good estimation of how busy I'll be during law school, but I don't want to take any chances at this point. For those unaware, the last 2 years of our YouTube career, I have taken a majority of the lead in the channel. Bosniancheese and I are, of course, partners. Everything's 50-50, and we both contribute to making this an awesome channel. But I've done a majority of the uploading, you know, recording, editing, basically every part. And the reason why is always been simply because of a few factors. One, the recording equipment is always at my place. So when Bosniancheese leaves for summers or breaks or vacations or whatever, I have the equipment. So it makes sense that I make the most videos. And if I'm making the most videos, obviously I'm editing and uploading most of the videos. When Bosniancheese does get involved, it's typically in collaborations. And since, again, I have all the equipment and proper software and everything, I do it all here. He has lived in the previous 2 years, the first year in the dorms and the second year off campus, but either way he's had roommates. And the problem there is you don't have privacy. Small places with other people living there, you don't have as much privacy or, really time because of how often people are over to commit to doing, recording and editing. So I actually had no problem with taking on a bulk of the work because I know Bosniancheese would do the exact same thing if our roles were switched, which they will be switched very soon. So basically, since I am anticipating having a lot less time to focus on YouTube, I am giving him the equipment, and it's going to be at his place. He recently moved into a place by himself, so now he has the privacy and the space to properly conduct our YouTube business. Right? Call it a business, whatever. So things are changing quite a bit. You can basically see this whole transition as he and I switching roles. He'll be doing a majority of the recording, a majority of the solo projects. I'll continue to do collaborations, of course. Basically, I'll be as present as Bosniancheese has been these last 2 years. And, I haven't done the math, but as you can see, Bosniancheese is there for a lot of the time. Even if, the work side of things doesn't affect you guys. It does in some ways, because obviously the person who has the equipment is making more videos than the person who doesn't have the equipment. But really, there's nothing to worry about, because you're still going to see both of us. You're still going to hear from both of us. Plenty. So none of this is bad news. It might sound as though it might be bad news, but it's really not. I still intend on committing to YouTube during my law school career, and that's, as of now, of course, not going to change. From the friends I've made already in law school, the higher ups, the second and third years, they still have time to do their hobbies. They still have time to tend to their relationships and travel and everything. So although I know I'll be busy, I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad as a lot of people say it is. Oh, wow. Just this whole week's been crazy. Sorry, I'm still tired from it. But yeah, so Bosniancheese currently doesn't have internet, and since he moved back into town in late August, when all the other students were moving back into town, he's been put on a long waiting list to get his internet. So I believe he has to wait a little over a week from here to get his internet hooked up, and at that point the transition will be made fully. In the meantime, we might do some other recordings just while we have the time. I might take the next whole week off from YouTube completely just to basically get a sense of how much time I'll really have to do everything. Because if I don't have time, then I'll know immediately, how much I should be involved. But if I have a lot of time, I might do a couple more test weeks, do some recording with alongside school. So, yeah. Now, like I said, I plan on staying connected. I plan on staying in collaboration projects. I might do some of my own small my own small solo projects, like Bosniancheese has done with NBA 2K. There's no reason for me to not be involved at all. And I'm also going to continue doing Facebook and YouTube channel moderating, responding to comments, organizing playlists, posting on Facebook, you know, I'm still going to be involved in all those ways. And so, yeah, like I said, don't look at this as bad news. None of this is bad news, regardless of how it sounds. But I guess my last point is going to be, what are our future videos and projects? Of course, we're going to be continuing Halo 2 Anniversary. We're going to be continuing 2K17, and Bosniancheese has already confirmed to me that he intends to switch over to NBA 2K18 when it comes out. My understanding is correct. It's coming out in a month and a half or 2 months, maybe even less time than that, honestly. I don't know. But also, you can expect some new solo project by Bosniancheese. But of course, remember that he's also starting school. He also needs to figure out his schedule. So our structure is going to remain the same. Record when you want, upload when you want. I mean, record when you want, edit when you want, upload when you want. So will the video amounts that have been going up change? Maybe. Can't tell you for sure. But what I can tell you is that while I'm in law school, we will continue YouTube. So those of you who are dreading this inevitable update, don't, because although I'm going to be less involved, I will still be involved, and Bosniancheese will be taking on a much bigger role, which is never bad news. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this longer update, and I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and I'll see you in the next project. Bye.